All right, so I was listening to Jeff Booth. He authored the book, The Price of Tomorrow. I haven't read the book. Maybe I will. Interesting speaker. He's definitely not dynamic, but I like him. He gave an example, which I'm going to share with you, a real life indication of deflation, which I thought was pretty interesting, and I'm going to share that with you right now. All right, so what do we have here? This is the Dropkick Murphys, a 7-inch from the Dropkick Murphys. The 7 inches were what they would call 45 back in the day when they used to have to put this little circle thing in an EP on old rock and roll albums. Now they don't. You don't have to do that. You just got a little thing like that. All right, so I don't have my 12 inches anymore. I got 7 inches because I sold my 12-inch records to pay for a lawyer to defend me against a fake accusation. Me too, my butt. Anyway, actually, it wasn't a Me Too accusation. I'll get to it. All right, so here's a 7-inch vinyl, a black vinyl, nothing fancy there. Curse of a Fallen Soul. It cost, how much did it cost right there? $3.99. $3.99. This guy came out, I bought this in 2001 in Town and Country Records in Harrisonburg, Virginia. All right, so $3.99. Here is Youth of Today, a 7-inch. Record Convergence, I can't remember where that was. $3.99. I don't remember where Record Convergence was. I bought that for $3.99 and probably bought that in, I don't know. This came out in 1990, Revelation Records, 1990. All right, so I bought this 92, maybe, I don't know, for $3.99. All right, here's Gorilla Biscuits. These are all bands that you may or may not be familiar with, but you can see right there, $3.99. I don't remember where I bought this from. This came out in 1998 and 1992. The Don Fury's Demo Studio, and if you're familiar with like New York hardcore, Don Fury's well known. All right, $3.99. And here's Clutch. So you're familiar with Clutch, Pitchforks, the initial 7-inch. This is black vinyl. I think they only did maybe 1,000 runs of this black vinyl. So we bought this Clutch. You can see the price there, $3.99. I don't know where I bought this. I'm sure I bought this up in Fairfax, Virginia. Where I was, maybe I bought it. Where's Y&T Records? That was in Yesterday and Today Records was in Wheaton, Maryland. I can't remember. But anyway, all right, so you see all that, right? So let's take a gander. I want to listen to the Dropkick Murphys, Curse of a Fallen Soul. Let's take a look at that. Hold on just a second. Behold, there it is. Dropkick Murphys, Curse of a Fallen Soul. That's a 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Not the whole 7-inch. We got The Legend of Finn Cumhale on the Attack, Going Strong, Curse of a Fallen Soul. So we got 4 songs on here, but look at that. I can listen to this if I want to, and I imagine the whole thing's on there. All right, so now we say I want to listen to Youth of Today, modern, let's see, Youth of Today, we'll go Youth of Today 7-inch. Youth of Today 7-inch. Let's see what we come up with. Disengage, right there. I can listen to the whole thing right there. Look at that. 7-inch. How much does it cost me? I want to listen to Gorilla Biscuits 7-inch. All right, Gorilla Biscuits. Now forget that these are they may or may not be a collector's item. Gorilla Biscuits. Oh, there we go. Full EP right there. Is that yeah, there we go. So full EP right there. All right, the whole thing right there. I want to listen to Clutch 7-inch. All right. And let's see what we got. Clutch, Pitchforks. Because Clutch, we'll name the album. Pitchfork 7-inch. Pitchfork 7-inch right there. And there we go. I can listen to the whole thing. All right. How much that cost me? Nothing. Nothing. Does it take any storage space? For me, nothing. Nothing. How much does it cost Google to house this or something for sure? But I paid $12 for those 7-inches, and I still needed a turntable. I could not take it with me. Now, what you do is you put it on. Actually, let's go for no for an answer. No for an answer. 7-inch right there. All these people are. I don't know who all these people are. So no for an answer. 7-inch. So that's a band. No for an answer. I can't remember. I can't remember. Just say, oh, no for an answer. Just say, I can't remember. No, I can't remember. There's no for an answer band. There we go. Band 7-inch right here. Yeah, right. So I got that right there. The point being is this right here. These 4 things cost $12. $12 in 1990. So let's see how much $12 in 1990 is worth today. So it cost $12 in 1990. It's cost $25 today. All right. So these albums right here, the only reason they have any value right now at all is simply because they're a collector. You know, some of these are collectors. The clutch one certainly is. I'm not so sure about the Gorilla Biscuits. Probably not the youth of today. This Dropkick Murphys one, probably not. I have another Dropkick Murphys 7-inch that they did a split with the Ducky Boys, which I think is on green vinyl. It's probably worth a couple bucks, but I mean, still, it costs me, in today's dollars, $25 for these albums in today's dollars, and I can't take them with me. I can't do anything with them, and I don't even have a turntable anymore. But if I want to listen to it, I just go on YouTube for the price of electricity, you know what I'm saying? Because it's literally just, and I can listen to all this stuff, man. And that's deflation. How is that accounted for in terms of the federal government's looking at this with the GDP? How is it accounted for? I don't know. Frankly, that's what Jeff Booth was talking about. So how do you account for this? I mean, and like he was saying, how do you account for all the people that went into the manufacturing? So we got, now there's still going to, when you're doing a demo, you're still going to have, sound production on that. A lot of these things you can just do in your freaking, on this laptop right here. I mean, you don't even need a sound guy. You don't even need a PA board. You certainly don't need a DAT. All that stuff. But there is an industry that's built around all that. So all those people are A, out of work, but B, they're doing something else. And now now no one would pay for that for the most part, because you can do it pretty much all your own, almost probably more professionally you could do back in the highest end equipment back then. So there's more music. Now some of it's going to be crappier. There's more books. Hell, I write books. Some of it's going to be crappier because there's no editing and there's no gatekeeper. There's something to be said about a gatekeeper, but you make that decision. It's not for the gatekeeper to make the decision what's good or not. But there's more of this, and it's cheaper, significantly. Now, people have been displaced. I guarantee you there's less and less, freaking sound engineers and stuff like that. Let me get this guy. The amazing technological advancement we've had that's inherently deflationary. Now, will this keep going like Moore's Law? I got no idea. I don't know. But the idea that we're done, the idea that it's all inflation because of government printing press, when you look all around you, this right here, look, other than the intrinsic value of a collector's item, has no value at all. There is no value of this at all. No one is going to do a 7-inch record anymore. I mean, again, other than maybe a run of 500 to set a price on a collector's item, but no one is doing that. Because no one listens to 7-inch records and I got a freaking boatload of 7 inches on bands I just bought. I just keep them for posterity, I suppose. But none of them are worth anything. And again, this clutch thing is worth, what, $50 at that? I don't know. Maybe a little bit more than that. It's certainly not much more than that. No one's doing this. That whole industry is now out. Whatever the company was that produced records, EPs, LPs, cassette tapes, hell, CDs, hell, DVDs, it's all gone. When I used to do, I produced some records, some CDs, out of a guy who I contracted out of Long Island, New York. I forgot his name. Anyway, and I just, look, I sent him the mix, essentially. The bands would send me what's called their DATs. I could gather them together. I sent them to this guy in Long Island. He would send it probably overseas. They'd run the CDs, I think $2,500 a pop or $5, I can't remember. But he'd run the CDs and send it back to me in these big boxes. No one does that anymore. And like Jeff was talking about, especially country music, you buy one CD for $10.99 for one song. Going back to who was I talking about last night? Like Kinks. The Kinks got some awesome songs and a lot of crappy songs. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time ago, but still, you know what I'm talking about. Like country music is notorious. They got one or two great songs on an album, the rest is filler. You can just want to jump off a bridge. Unlike, Too Fast for Love by Motley Crue, the whole front to back of that album was fantastic. Even, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, that whole band, that whole scene of hair rock didn't do much for me. But that album from front to back, there's like one or two not great songs in there. But but most albums are just horrible. You're just like, it's just all filler. just to fill up space so they can send you, basically sell you a song package and a certificate of deposit, a CD, a compact disc. That's what they do. And so you're buying all this crap, but you just want 1 or 2 songs. That's it. And now you're just like, I'm just downloading the song for it. And I pay Yahoo YouTube Premium $11.99 a month. I get unlimited songs, dude. It's nuts. That's deflationary. So, all right, you can say all day long, well, my goodness, the government printing press. You know, like I say all the time, the government printing press has been firing on all cylinders for many, many moons, and yet we still deal in a deflationary economy just because technology is freaking insane. It's only getting better. Jeff is more keen on solar. You know, he says that cheap energy is going to be even cheaper. And no, it's not. It's just not. I do think there's a lot to be said about rooftop panels. 100%. I've said that a million times. But the idea that your solar rooftop panels are going to, you know, displace nuclear, coal, natural gas, not happening, man. It's just not. So that's not happening. But I still think there's some value added that, you know, with technology and maybe increasing efficiency a little bit of certainly better drilling in terms of finding more and more reserves that before we could not find. Of course, nuclear is the way to go. I mean, we all know this. Ultimately, it's going to be nuclear or bust without question. And that's going to be deflationary too. And energy, like Jeff said, every energy goes into the production of everything. Cheap energy is deflationary. Expensive energy is inflationary. And cheap energy can be found easily with a focus on cheap energy, nuclear. If you want inflation, yes, keep focusing on wind. Oh, I hate wind. Solar. They're not even focused on hydro anymore. We all know hydro. I mean, look, the idea of hydro was fantastic. Those days are over now. And remember, always hydro is the same thing. You have to have the water up here. It's got to be able to flow down to turn the turbine. You know what I'm saying? It's called a head. It's got to move. You can't. So you have to pump it, or it has to be a natural flowing. But there's only so many rivers that are natural flowing where it can give you enough head to turn the turbine. So it's got to be pumped, and that's energy usage in order to generate energy. So hydro is not happening. It's certainly not biomass. It's solar and wind. Okay, I will grant you. Let's do solar and wind all day long as we do nuclear. I'd do that at 2 seconds flat. That'd be a trade-off I'm willing to make. But we'll see. Anyway, that's deflation right there. All right, we'll see you.